felt the pain in my heart so heavily that it reflected in my crying. My dad couldn't even bear to come in through the door. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's Friday, February 28th, and it's been a couple of weeks since my last video. If you haven't seen that video, it's our Christmas pregnancy announcement. We did get pregnant with our third transfer back in December 2018. So we got our big fat positive before Christmas, and we did our pregnancy announcement on Christmas Day. So yeah. Unfortunately, that did end in a miscarriage. Pretty much the same as my first miscarriage. I was about 5 weeks and a half when I lost our baby. Don't know why we lost the baby. We still haven't had any answers of why we lost our two pregnancies around the same time, almost 6 weeks each. But yeah, so pretty much what happened was I was going through a tough time. A lot of things happened during that week before New Year's. A couple of days before New Year's, I think it was on December 28th when I started feeling cramps. I was downstairs. I was making dinner for me and my husband, and all I remember was stopping what I was doing and going upstairs because I started feeling like dull cramps. So I didn't worry as much because during the first couple days, some of my symptoms were the same as my first pregnancy, where I felt the cramps. I was scared, of course I was scared, but I didn't think it was going to be another miscarriage. Like, what are the odds of like two transfers working and ending up in miscarriage? So I just had faith and hoped for the best. So I didn't worry as much. So I went upstairs because I started feeling that dull cramps. So every time I did feel it, I would lay down and just like rub my belly, which I didn't have a belly, but where I thought the baby was, and just prayed to God to help me have peace in my heart and tranquility, and faith in Him that nothing was going to happen and it was just normal to feel those cramps. So I just came upstairs after I decided not to continue doing what I was doing, and I laid down, and that's when it started. I started having the dull cramps and called my mom immediately, and they came over to my house. I was in my room with my husband, and then in that moment my mom and dad came through the door, and I just lost it once I saw my mom. And I started screaming. It wasn't wasn't screaming because I was in so much pain physically. It was more emotional pain than physical pain. I was just thinking to myself, why is this happening? That moment when my mom was hugging me and I was crying, I felt the pain in my heart so heavily that it reflected in my crying. My dad couldn't even bear to come in through the door. My mom hugged me and she started praying for me and the baby. After a little while, my pain went away completely as she was praying, she just told me, come on, let's go ahead and go to the hospital. So as I started getting up and started walking, and I hugged my dad that was standing in the door, my pain went away. And it was so weird, like it just went away. I didn't feel anything, and I was just like in shock because it stopped. It had stopped. And I think part of that was because of my mom praying. And she called her friends and they were also doing prayer for us. And I think that's why I didn't feel the pain anymore. So we still decided to go to the hospital. And just to make sure my levels were high and stuff, my husband drove me to the hospital. And we got there, they checked me in, and then I didn't feel like I needed to be there since our pregnancy was through IVF and it was still so early. The doctors there wouldn't really know what to do, so I decided to check myself out without even seeing a doctor. And we just decided to go home, and I called my fertility clinic and I scheduled an appointment with my doctor, or to talk to her to tell her what was going on and see if I needed to get any testing done. So everything was normal after we came home from the hospital, and I just remember taking it easy, not doing much, relaxing, and yeah, just being happy that I wasn't bleeding and nothing was like happening. It was just that scare. But later on during the week, on like 2 days later, 2 or 3 days later, in the morning I started I started feeling cramps, dull cramps, like not like really painful cramps, like where I got scared that it was happening again. So I just laid down the whole day. I didn't do anything with my husband. We just stayed home. He took care of me, and I remember being downstairs and feeling those cramps. I called my mom and I told her, and they had come from church to the house to see me after I called her. So she was with us, and in that moment I felt like I needed to go to the bathroom. And as I wiped, there it was again. I saw our little baby. It was the same thing as my first one. It looked like the placenta and the gestational sac, like filled with fluid. So I just knew it was my pregnancy had ended there, and it just started spotting. So I definitely emailed my nurse and let her know that that I thought I had miscarried. So she went ahead and scheduled me for an appointment the next morning. And again, I went into the clinic. They did my vaginal ultrasound to see if I was still pregnant, and again, she saw nothing at all. And yeah, we ended up doing the blood test to um, see if my HCG levels went down. I always have trouble saying that. But they checked to see if my levels went down, and they had gone down. So they took me off progesterone and told me that to come back in a few days because they like to make sure that my HCG levels go down completely before we can do anything else. So yeah, on New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. So we lost our baby. Our third transfer was a success, but it ended in a miscarriage at around 5 weeks and a half. Um, this pregnancy was really, really wanted, not like just like the first one, but the first one was like a surprise because we never were pregnant before, so it felt unreal to us, and it didn't hit us as much as the second one. Um, as the second pregnancy, my husband got super excited. He was just grateful that we were pregnant because my second transfer was a failed transfer, so we didn't get pregnant, and this third one had worked, and we were pregnant. And yeah, he got his hopes up just like me. And yeah, this one hurt more, I think. I mean, they both hurt us deeply, but this one we got way excited, super super excited. And it was just painful. And till this day, my husband goes back. When I was doing our pregnancy announcement video, he couldn't bear to watch the whole thing. So that tells you how much it hurts him still. And me remembering it makes me cry and get emotional. And yeah, this journey has been so hard. This journey has been really hard for us. And we don't lose hope, but it still hurts that every time we give it our all and we see a little bit of God's glory, it fades away. Like, that's how it feels. Like, I don't know. It's just crazy how things happen, how things don't work out the way you hope they do. And even though you like completely trust God, it just doesn't happen sometimes. And I know it's because God knows the best time, but it hurts. It's it sucks. It sucks not to have control over things, and it's okay, but it's just really hard. Like, it's hard to keep that open mentality and say it's okay, it'll work next time, or it's okay, God's timing is perfect. And yeah, I believe it, but it's really hard. Like, I don't lose my faith, but I get to a point where I don't know, I feel like sometimes I want to go into depression, and I don't let myself. I just try to continue and trust and just wait, but it still hurts. But yeah, that's my second miscarriage story time for you guys to like catch up in our journey and know what is going on or what has
happened already. Um, please subscribe. It'll mean the world to me. um,
Thank you guys for being here and watching my video. I really appreciate it. And like I said, please subscribe and comment, like my video. And I have some other videos that are coming up. Hopefully, I'll get a little better in posting every week. Or I want to try to post once a week or twice if I can. There's a lot of things that are going on that I think will be good content for a video. But again, once again, thank you so much, and thank you for being here. Thank you for watching my video, and I hope you guys subscribe and continue to follow our journey, our journey. And hopefully we'll be pregnant sometime soon, and we'll see what happens. Hopefully everything works out the way I hope, and I know things might not work out the way I hope, but I'm willing to take that risk and pretty much blindfolded and just going for it and just hoping that God will fulfill our dream, and and we'll be blessed with our little baby or babies. How many babies we get, the better. The more the better. But thank you, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.